faith is the driving power behind desire. When a person truly believes that they can achieve something, their mind begins to act as if the goal were already real. Thoughts mixed with faith become powerful forces that influence both attitude and action. Repeating positive thoughts daily builds conviction, and that conviction attracts opportunities that align with the goal. Doubt and fear destroy faith, so one must constantly replace negative thoughts with strong affirmations and vivid mental pictures of success. The subconscious mind responds to what it is fed most often. If it receives fear, it produces hesitation. If it receives belief, it produces courage and creativity. Emotions are the fuel. Strong feelings make thoughts more effective. A burning desire, mixed with confidence and emotional intensity, becomes a plan that the mind naturally seeks to fulfill. By imagining success as already achieved, a person trains their mind to recognize ways to make it real. The brain becomes tuned to pick up ideas, people, and circumstances that match the belief. With persistence and clear purpose, faith turns invisible thoughts into visible results. Knowledge alone does not bring success, it must be organized, directed, and applied toward a definite goal. Many people have vast general knowledge but little achievement because their learning has no specific purpose. Success requires knowing something useful and applying it intelligently. Specialized knowledge, when combined with imagination and action, becomes real power. No one is expected to know everything. The wise person gathers knowledge from others, forming a group of minds that work together for a common goal. Experience, study, and cooperation create a network of strength far greater than one person's efforts. The most successful individuals surround themselves with people whose skills fill the gaps in their own understanding. Knowledge must constantly grow. The world changes, and those who stop learning are quickly left behind. Continuous study, observation, and adaptation keep the mind sharp and ready for new opportunities. What matters most is not what you know now, but your willingness to keep learning and using that learning to turn ideas into results. Imagination is the workshop of the mind, the place where all human progress begins. Everything that exists in the world, every building, every invention, every business, every dream, started first as a simple thought formed in someone's imagination. The mind has the power to take invisible ideas and turn them into things that can be touched, seen, and lived. This power is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. When a person learns to use imagination deliberately, they begin to create their future instead of waiting for it to happen. There are two ways imagination works. The first is synthetic imagination, which combines old ideas and experiences into new forms. It takes what is already known and rearranges it, improving or adapting it into something more useful. This is the imagination that most people use every day when they solve problems, make plans, or find creative ways to achieve their goals. The second type is creative imagination, which connects the mind to the source of inspiration that lies beyond ordinary thought. It is through creative imagination that great inventions, works of art, and powerful visions are born. It brings ideas that seem to come from nowhere, sudden insights that can change the course of a life or even the world. Imagination grows stronger with use. Like a muscle, it weakens when ignored and expands when exercised. Those who give time each day to imagining their goals as already achieved, who picture their future vividly and emotionally, awaken a powerful inner force that begins to attract the means to make those visions real. The more detail and emotion they add to their mental pictures, the more the subconscious accepts them as truth and begins to act accordingly. Many people fail to use their imagination because they doubt their own power or are trapped by routine thinking. They allow fear, logic, or the opinions of others to limit what they can picture. But every great success began as an idea that once seemed impossible. The difference between dreamers who succeed and those who do not is that the successful ones take their visions seriously. They write them down, they plan, they act, and they persist until the dream takes form. Money, inventions, art, and even social progress all come from imagination guided by purpose. A strong desire gives imagination direction, and faith gives it life. When these forces work together, they awaken creative intelligence, a part of the mind that never stops finding ways to turn ideas into reality. The world will always reward those who can imagine solutions, improvements, and new paths forward. Imagination is the bridge between thought and achievement. When a person learns to picture clearly what they want and to hold that image with confidence, the universe seems to move things quietly in their favor. The right people appear, new ideas emerge, and coincidences unfold that seem perfectly timed. What once looked like chance is actually the natural result of focused imagination backed by belief and persistence. Everything we desire, everything we hope to become, first exists as an image in the mind. The clearer and stronger that image, the faster it becomes real. To think creatively is to shape the unseen into the seen. To imagine is to begin creating your future long before it arrives. A dream without a plan remains only a wish. Desire and imagination are powerful, but without practical organization, they drift without direction. Success demands a plan, a structure that gives shape to thought and turns vision into daily action. Every great achievement has been built upon a well-prepared plan, tested through persistence and adjusted through experience. The person who makes a plan and acts on it is already far ahead of the one who only hopes for success. A solid plan begins with clarity. One must know exactly what is desired, how much is needed, and by when. Vague wishes bring vague results, but a definite goal written down becomes a command to the mind. Once the goal is clear, the next step is to create a practical plan and start it immediately, no matter how incomplete it feels. Waiting for the perfect plan is the greatest enemy of progress. Action refines the plan. Each step reveals what works and what does not, and those lessons create a stronger strategy over time. No one achieves great success alone. The most successful people gather around them a group of others whose skills, knowledge, and energy complement their own. This group, often called the mastermind, becomes a source of strength, ideas, and inspiration. Within such cooperation, the power of many minds blends into one focused direction. The mastermind principle turns weakness into strength by filling every gap with someone else's knowledge or talent. It transforms personal ambition into shared achievement. Plans fail often, and that is natural. Failure does not mean the dream is impossible, it simply means the plan was incomplete or misdirected. The wise person never quits because a plan fails, they simply create a new plan. Each failure carries a lesson, and every lesson brings the dream closer. Persistence is the true test of faith. The world has no place for those who give up easily, but it always opens doors for those who keep improving their plans until they succeed. To turn a plan into reality, action must be consistent and disciplined. A plan should include what needs to be done each day, who will help, and what resources are required. It should also include time for review, for reflection, and for adjustment. Planning is not a one-time task, it is a living process that evolves with experience. As the plan improves, so does confidence, and confidence creates momentum. One of the greatest mistakes people make is waiting for perfect conditions. They want certainty before they act, but success never comes to those who wait. Opportunity often arrives disguised as temporary defeat or hard work. The one who recognizes it and acts despite uncertainty becomes the person others later call lucky. Luck is simply preparation meeting opportunity, and preparation comes from organized planning. There is power in writing a plan. When you put your ideas on paper, they stop being dreams and become instructions. The subconscious mind treats them as real and begins working toward them. Each time you review your written plan, you strengthen your belief and sharpen your focus. A written goal backed by organized planning is a magnet for progress. No person can become rich or successful by accident. Achievement is built, step by step, through plans that are tested, improved, and executed with courage. The road may twist, and obstacles may appear, but the person with a definite plan and the will to follow it will always find a way forward. The plan may change, but the goal remains the same. Organized planning turns invisible desire into visible results and transforms ordinary people into creators of their destiny. Success belongs to those who decide quickly and stand by their decisions with courage. Indecision and doubt are the enemies of achievement. They drain energy and open the door to fear. Successful people make choices with purpose and change them only when there is clear reason, while failures often hesitate, waiting for certainty that never comes. Every great success begins with one firm decision followed by steady action. The moment you decide with conviction, life begins to move in your favor.